Welcome back to SS2 Literature in English. Last week we explored character analysis in depth. Today we turn to two closely related and equally important areas of literary study, theme and narrative technique. Theme is the central idea or message that an author explores through the events and characters of a novel. Narrative technique refers to the methods and choices an author makes in telling the story. These two elements are inseparable. The choices an author makes in how to tell the story, from what perspective, in what order, with what tone, directly shape the themes that emerge. Understanding both is essential for your WAEC examination, and mastering the language to discuss them will significantly improve your essay scores. A theme is not the same as a topic or a subject. The topic of a novel might be war, but the theme, the deeper message, might be that war destroys the innocent while benefiting the powerful. The theme is always an arguable statement about human experience. A single novel typically contains multiple themes, some major and some minor, all woven together through the narrative. To identify themes in your set novel, ask yourself, what does this story teach us about life, society, or human nature? What recurring ideas appear again and again across different characters, scenes, and symbols? Common themes in literature include love and loss, power and corruption, identity and belonging, good versus evil, social injustice, the conflict between tradition and modernity, colonialism and its aftermath, and the search for meaning. In African and Nigerian literature particularly, themes of cultural identity, the impact of colonialism, generational conflict, and the struggle for self-determination appear frequently. When discussing themes in an essay, do not merely list them. Choose one or two themes to explore in depth, trace how they develop across the novel, identify the scenes and characters through which they are most powerfully expressed, and explain what the author seems to be arguing about that theme. Use specific evidence, character actions, dialogue, symbolism, and significant events to demonstrate that you have genuinely engaged with the text. Avoid vague statements like the theme is love and instead write the novel explores the destructive power of unrequited love, showing through the protagonist how obsession can override reason and lead to self-destruction. Narrative technique encompasses a wide range of artistic choices. Let us examine the most important ones for your examination. First, point of view or narrative perspective. Who is telling the story? A first-person narrator uses and gives us an intimate but limited view. We only know what this narrator knows and chooses to share. A third-person omniscient narrator knows everything about all characters and can move freely between minds and locations. A third-person limited narrator follows one character closely but from outside. The narrative perspective shapes everything: reliability, empathy, and how much we trust what we are told. Second, narrative structure. Does the story unfold in chronological order, or does the author use flashback, analepsis, or flash-forward, prolepsis? A nonlinear structure can create suspense, reveal information strategically, or mirror the fragmented nature of memory and trauma. Third, tone and mood. Tone is the author's attitude toward the subject, mood is the emotional atmosphere created in the reader. A bitter, ironic tone might undercut what characters believe about themselves. Fourth, imagery and symbolism. Authors use recurring images to reinforce themes. A symbol is an object, person, or event that represents something beyond its literal meaning. Fifth, language style. Is the prose dense and poetic, or spare and direct? Does dialogue reflect character through dialect, formality, or hesitation? When answering examination questions about theme and narrative technique, demonstrate that you understand the what and the how together. Do not analyze theme in isolation from technique. Show how the first-person narrative makes a theme of isolation more immediate and visceral. Show how a flashback structure reveals the theme of memory and guilt. Examiners award the highest marks to students who can discuss not just what a novel is about but how and why the author made specific artistic choices to convey their ideas. Practice essay questions. How does the author use narrative technique to convey the theme of? This is a question that demands both sets of knowledge simultaneously. Key terms to know and use: theme, motif, symbol, allegory, narrative perspective, omniscient narrator, unreliable narrator, tone, mood, irony, flashback, imagery, and foreshadowing. Foreshadowing is when the author hints at events that will occur later in the narrative. A motif is a recurring element, image, phrase, or situation that reinforces a theme. An allegory is when the entire narrative operates on two levels simultaneously, with the literal story representing a deeper meaning. Today we have covered theme identification, discussion technique, and key narrative methods. Our next lesson moves to poetry, close reading.